So, good evening, students. So, today we have Mr. Tapan Kumar, who will be our key speaker for this particular Industry Connect of this week. So, Tapan sir, please give a brief introduction about yourself and we can start off with the session, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for allowing me to give my introduction. And thank you so much everyone for listening me. And like we will start our session within a 5 minutes. But before that, before starting the session, first of all, let me give you my brief background. Okay, my name is Tapan Kumar Jha, and I'm working in this field from the last 13 years. Okay, due to my third problem, might be possible you will hear some unknown voices, but try to adjust it with my session. Okay, so basically, I'm working with many multinational companies like Oppo Mobiles, then Burj Khalifa, Airtel Thanks app. So I work with various companies as a security analyst and penetration tester. So I work like from the last 13 year, I'm working as a freelancer for testing multiple platform. It can be a web application, it can be the mobile application, APIs, network, then cloud. So multiple platforms are there which I used to test for multiple companies, and I'm also giving trainings to the colleges and as well as the schools, so that those are the participants, those who are coming into the industry, they understand about the various challenges as well as they learn those things which we actually require in the company. And that's an important thing because like as a student, when you are trying to go for a when you are applying for any job, so like when the HR will ask you, do you know about VAPT? Do you know about security testing? How to conduct security testing? What all standards that we are following? So student will fail to answer all those questions. So basically, I'm helping students to you know uh, fill that gap between the company as well as the students' knowledge. And from the last 13 year, I'm delivering various corporate batches, students, workshops, seminar, and so on. So today my topic will be is AI enables passwordless authentication in future or not? So that's all from my side in form of an introduction. So sir, can we start the session?
Yes, sir, please go ahead, sir.
Sure. Allow me to share my screen, please. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
I can see some other participants are also there in in the session. So can I have a quick no yes sir, like by unmuting your mic you can say yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Other participant. Perfect.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We are there.
Great. Nice. So like today like our topic is based on the authentication process, that is really very much important in today's scenario because companies coming allowing multiple peoples, now these days the size of the company growing, you know many of the people are joining from anywhere. And some of the patterns are work from home also. So like people sitting at home trying to access the company environment, and at the same time we are using internet on a frequently basis. So at that time we used to create our multiple accounts on the internet. Somewhere we need to create our sign up by using a Gmail ID or by using some other account, LinkedIn account. But sometimes we need to create our account on the website, and it's not feasible. Can you please turn on your mics if you somebody have enabled it? Okay, great, thanks. Okay, so if might be possible, like creating an account is not a challenge, but creating a unique password, that's a challenge. So during the authentication, if we see that, like when we see that there is an authentication on any website, so we always think that there will be a username and a password, a traditional way of logging into any website. It can be a Facebook, Instagram, wherever it is, or it can be an official e-banking website or maybe some company website. So when we talk about authentication, so it's always see that that this thing comes in our mind, that we need to enter a username and a password. But what if we do not have any password? Remembering a lot of passwords can create a complexity. Okay, so for in that situation, what we generally do, we create two or three password maximum, one password for all our social media accounts. So it means this is copy down on each and every social media account. Let's suppose my password is 123 for my Facebook account. Right now it is not, but if my password is 123 for my Facebook, then for Instagram also it's 123, for other social media account is also 123. Then might be possible if attacker compromises one account, then he can access in multiple accounts also. He may access that account also. So there is a challenge in creating a password. So that's why this concept comes, that without password can we do some authentication or not. And let me tell you, about we will talk about in the details of all these things, like what all parameters are there through which we can go with the passwordless authentication. So companies are already implementing, although it's not completely implemented. Okay, so when you see on any website, Facebook, Instagram, or some social media account, or maybe you can see a banking account, you see that authentications are already there, passwordless authentications are already there, but right now they have to implement a username and a password, because sometimes the compliances say that you have to, first of all you have to implement the username and password, and then additional security can be there, but in minimum standard is a password must be there, a username that verifies that the user is registered on our platform or not. Then password say that this user is a genuine user who can log in into the account. So a passwordless authentication is already running into the market, but we have not removed the password completely, password from the login page. In the future, it will be possible, and AI will definitely enables a passwordless authentication. Okay, so without wasting time, let's start getting to the slides, because there are many things that we need to cover. And in every scenario, I will also give you some live examples, so that you understand, okay, on this particular place we are using this. Okay, this is the way that the companies are implementing. Many big companies, many big platforms have already implemented it, but the password is not removed till yet on any platform. But yes, in future definitely it will be done by many companies. So our table of content for the today's seminar is introduction. First of all, we'll talk about what is this password is authentication, and how it is useful for anyone, and why company particular this idea, the first time when this idea hits into the mind of anyone, so why they thought about this idea. So we'll talk about that also. And might be possible, if you are not if we are not using a password authentication, then how your passwords are compromised, and where it is stored, and after breaches how you can identify. Tapan, do let me know where is my password, on which website my password is listed. Everything we will talk about into this particular session only. I will show you some of the interesting facts also, so that you understand. Okay, you can also try your email IDs to check if a data is breached or not, or you can also check the password, like you can just enter your email ID into the database, and you can find out your password, like your first 4 digit of your passwords also. So we will talk about that also. Okay. So in a table of content, first of all, we will have an introduction part. Then we will talk about biometric authentication. So when we say biometric authentication, then we always think that it's a fingerprint authentication, but not only a fingerprint authentication is there, but there are many other type of authentication is also there. Then we have some behavioral analytics also, that plays a very important role in identifying the fraudulent activities on any account. And with this analytic, the system will be able to identify that somebody coming from different location trying to access your account or not, or maybe somebody is trying to do some access into your account or not. Then contextual authentication, we will talk about this also. Then we will talk about MFA, that is called multi-factor authentication. Right now we are using it on many of your social media account. You have implemented that when you please enter username password, then you can enter a two-factor authentication. After that, your account, you will be able to access your account. Might be possible user attacker compromises your username and password by using a phishing technique. But for two-factor authentication, if it will be there on the account, then he need a one-time password, that is your OTP, to access that. Okay, then we will see what all new level of MFA is there, which uses an AI based authentication. Then we will see consideration and challenges. that what all considerations are there and what all challenges when we use this technology. Okay, and what all challenges are there. Then in the like the second last, we'll talk about some case studies and real world examples, and in the last we will talk about future directions and conclusion. And in the end, we will talk about we will take a Q&A so that you can also raise your questions. Okay, I basically talk about the security a lot. Okay, so I will be taking this talk towards the security part as like when you're developing any application and that application contains a login page. So definitely in the login page you need to enter a username and password. So as a developer, if you are implementing a password as authentication, then will it be useful? What all method that you can use it? Okay, then other than this, like do your website have any change any issues when you implement this type of password authentication or not? So we will talk about each and everything. So initially we will start with the introduction part. Uh, Introduction part. So first of all, we will talk about overview of a traditional password-based authentication. So when we talk about traditional password-based authentication, where user will enter the username and a password, and there is an option to remember me. Okay. So when you remember these details, username and password, when you tick mark that option, so automatically your browser saves this information. And why we added this remember option, so that the user should not remember the username and password again and again, because we have multiple account. So your browser itself self save those information. Okay, and that cannot be accessed by anyone. You do not need to remember, you do not need to enter the username and a password again and again. You just go on the website. When you click on a username option, automatically it will tell you that these username and a password is already filled into it. It is already present or saved into your browser. So when you select that, it automatically fill that username and password. You just click on login. Okay. But after that, here you can see remembering a unique combination of a character to gain access to the system, often leading to a vulnerabilities like a weak password and password reuse. So it may happen, and we are doing this because most of you are having the same like multiple accounts on a social media. So may I know any one of you are having a unique password combination? Anybody? In the chat box also you can say. I will just look into the chat box also. Keshav, do you have a unique username and password for each and every account? Look, it's not that much easy, to remember all your password. Either you need to write it down on some digital note so that it cannot be accessed. Anybody who have a unique username and password for each and every account? Anybody? Or anyone who do not have unique username and password, write down no in the chat box. Fast, guys. I save somewhere else to remember. Very good, Keshav. Yes. Yaksh Gupta. Anyone else? Fast, guys, fast. I need your response. Those who do not have a unique username and password, write down no in the chat box. And those who have a unique username and password, write down yes in the chat box. Yes. Dev Chaturvedi. Chaudhary, sorry. Great. Rahul, you have a unique username and password. Great. Parts Jen, very good. Said no. What about other guys? Lal Karan, very good. Yes. Prince, very good. No. Aditya, no, sir. Great. What about others? Saurav, yes. Rohan, no. Very good. Hassan Khan, yes, sir. Rahul, no, sir. Very good. Very good, guys. Very good. What about other guys? Can I have some more answers in the chat box? I'm waiting. I will mark the attendance based on your chat box messages. I'm just kidding. Okay, great. Yeah, no. Great, great, great. Thanks. Thanks for your response, guys. Okay, so like it's a really hard to create a unique combination of a passwords. So either what we do, we use weak password, or might be possible we try to reuse the password for multiple accounts. So that become a challenges for us especially. Then what limitations and vulnerabilities of a password? So passwords are susceptible to security vulnerabilities such as a brute forcing attack. Might be possible attacker can implement a brute force attack, tries each and every combination, in your password. Then phishing attempts can be possible, because like might be possible you receive a lot of emails, because we used to register our email ID on a multiple website. So we used to get promotional emails, and out of that only might be possible you get some phishing email. When you click on it, you get you enter your username and password, and might be possible that username and password is used, that password can be used by for some other accounts also. So he may use your other accounts also. Then password cracking techniques are useful only when you have a weak password. For a complex and a big password, it is not feasible. Highlighting the need for alternative authentication method that offers stronger protection against unauthorized access. So basically, when these,
Uh,
yeah, passwords are vulnerable, such kind of attacks can happen when you are using these passwords. So in that condition, we need some other option to use it for a stronger authentication. Then introduction of a AI enabled passwordless authentication. Then this idea comes into the mind that like, can we use a passwordless authentication? Because using the same password again and again for multiple accounts, or remembering password for multiple accounts, it's not easy. Like when I was working in a this Burj Khalifa, so like I've seen there the pattern is like they majorly focus, like in the Dubai itself, when I communicated with multiple companies, when I work with multiple companies, then I analyzes. This is my personal opinion. I'm not talking about everyone is looking for that industry in the same way, but I personalize. I personally felt that the people living in Dubai, the companies, those who are in Dubai, will um, will tries to focus more on a customer comfort. Like if we say, can we implement a captcha over there when they tries to fill the form? So they say no. If you fill a captcha, so customer will find difficulty in order to solve that captcha, and that will reduce our customer. So they precisely more focus on customer ease. So same thing happen here also. Like it's a problem with the customer because they cannot remember multiple password, and it's not possible for them to create a unique password again and again. And when you when you force them to please change your password in every 30 days, that become a next challenge for each and every user. So then this particular option, AI based AI, like then this option comes into the mind, passwordless authentication. Yes, it's something creative. User do not need to remember each and every password, and each and every website contains a different password. So it's a good one. So now we'll talk about what is AI based like introduction to AI enable passwordless authentication. So AI enables passwordless authentication, leveraged advanced technologies like biometric, behavioral analytic, and contextual analysis to verify user identity without relying on traditional passwords. So it means now user is not going to enter the password. Then how this verification is done by the web application. So basically by using a biometric, okay, through your retina, through your thumbprint, through your voice. But you will find challenges when you use this technology. Let's suppose right now my voice is not original, okay, because of my thought pain. You are not able to listen my original voice. So in that condition, your AI won't be able to identify, no boss, he is not Tapan, he is something else, because he is having different sound. Getting a point? So there will be challenges when you are using this technology. Okay, so offering the enhanced security and a user experience by eliminating password related vulnerabilities. So those vulnerabilities that is present in the password authentication will be eliminated if you use this passwordless authentication. And people are trying to use it, and right now on a beta version you can experience this. Like I will give you a live example so that you understand. Okay, Tapan, yeah, I've seen this thing, and it is present over there. Okay, this means this is coming with a password as authentication feature only. So right now every application is implementing this passwordless authentication, but due to the compliances they are not able to remove the password. But after some time, as soon as they will find out the way to do it in a more appropriate manner, they will remove the password from the authentication page itself. Okay, So I think this three parts is completed. Now we'll talk about, okay, now you see, Tapan, why we need this password authentication. We are already working good on a username and a password, entering username password, we get into it, and then we are able to log in into the account. Okay, might be possible your data may got breached. So because of data breaches and the cost, like how many of you know about GDPR? I just need to ask one question from your side. How many of you know about GDPR or privacy bill into in India? Anybody? GDPR. What is GDPR? You can Google it also. I don't have any problem in that. Anyone? Fast. I need your answer in the chat box. You can just chat yes or no, yes or no. It's not a competition, guys. You can just say no, sir. I do not know. Fast. No, very good, Keshav. Thank you so much for your response. Yaksh, you know about it. General Data Protection Regulation. Very good, Parth. Very good. Data Protection Law. Very good, Keshav. Very good. What about other guys? Fast. I need some. Keshav already answered. Very good.
Students, please
If,
keep this session very interactive
yes.
because you'll also be graded for in-class participation, which will be counted.
Yeah.
So if you know the answers, you can always unmute yourself and talk, and also use the chat box.
Yeah. Perfect. No, sir. No issues. Bagesh. Anyone else in the chat box? You can just type yes or no. No, sir. No issues. No issues, brother. If you know the answer, just let me know. If you do not know the answer, then say no. Okay, great. So, no, sir, Hassan Khan, very good. Yeah, Parth, can you please unmute yourself and let me know about this GDPR law? A basic idea. I'm not talking about the typical definition, but the basic understanding. What do you understand with GDPR law? Parth. Parth, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Can you
Yes,
please
sir.
answer it?
Sir, I feel it is a legal framework that sets some guidelines for the collection and processing of personal information from individuals who live inside and outside of European Union.
Very good. Nice answer. Very good. Anyone else? Keshav, do you have any idea about data protection law? So basically, like if in a
Not
general
that
term,
much,
when
sir. I
we
just googled it.
okay, no issues, great. So like
New thing to
in
know,
general
sir.
term, when we sorry, Keshav.
Sir, it was a new thing to know.
Okay, so basically GDPR law, like in India especially, we have a privacy bill. Okay, and in outside India, we have a GDPR law, which means like if the company is storing some information, the user specific information, it will be a PII, that is called personal identifiable information. If they are storing that information, and if might be possible that data got breached by any hacker, and like if that web application hit by some cyber attack, then through as per the GDPR law, there will be a huge fine on the website owner or the company, those who are storing your information. In India also, we have a privacy bill. Sounds like an economic term. Yes. Okay. So in India also, we are having the privacy bill now. After implementing that, after completely implementing that law in India, so now the websites, it can be a small website or it can be a big website, doesn't matter. If they are storing your information, it might be possible in after few months or after few days, there will be a data breach in the on that platform. Then the government will put in fine for that particular website. So that fine will be a huge amount. Okay, so that's why the like due to the breaches, this password got leaked, and after that, that same password can be used for multiple accounts. So you can use this website. It's ngcorp.org, where you find, it's an ocean platform. Okay, where there are multiple websites where you can find out. Let's suppose leak peek. com. Okay. Now here you just need to write down your email ID. If I can get 5 to 7 email IDs from your side, it will be great for me. You can just type your email ID in the chat box. Guys, fast.
Because you can share your personal email IDs.
Yes, personal email ID, not the university one, because you have not registered it anywhere. Yes, very good. So I got this one email ID. So let me check. When I enter this email ID, so here you can see we didn't find any information in data breaches. So here you can just check if your email ID or username or password, listed in any data breaches or not. Okay, you can use this website. I'm just sharing the link with you. Just go on ngcop and then after that you can use it. Platform contains multiple links, which gives you lots of data. Okay. Then after that, when you talk about biometric authentication, so it's not biometric only about the fingerprint, but there are multiple type of authentications are also there in biometric authentication. So basically, it involves using a unique physiological and behavioral characteristics such as a fingerprint, features you have seen in the mobile phones, where facial recognition is there. When you see your face, the camera captures your face and automatically your account login into the into your website, allow you to log in into the website. So that comes under this one only. Then voice pattern is also an important one to verify the identity of an individual. It relies on capturing and comparing a biometric data to be stored templates for authentication purpose, providing a secure and reliable means of identifying verification. So like when you are using your thumbprint, or might be if you are using a face, might be you are using your retina, or maybe you are using your voice. So it's the best way for doing an authentication. And like with this, your website will be able to identify your authenticity. They do not need any password for this. Okay. Now when we talk about biometrics, so we have four different types of a biometric. One is a fingerprint, you already know about it. Okay, it is having a unique pattern of your fingers. Then facial recognition based on your the data that is available on your face. Okay, it's coordinates. Then iris, that's especially your retina. Then after that, voice, with your voice with the vocal characteristics, and that's the unique for each and every user. Then how AI enhances biometric authentication. So like when you have a system which is having a stored information, okay, and when you enter your information, it will compare it with the stored information. That's it. It is not going to analyze, it is not going to make any decision when you enter when you enter those information, or might be possible it will not learn from the data which is already available into the database. But AI enhances the security. Okay, utilizing a advanced algorithm to improve accuracy and reliability. So when you are adding this AI into this biometric authentication, so first of all it will improve the accuracy also, because you have seen when there will be a thumbprint, or if there will be a sometime voice recognition, might be possible your system might be possible not able to identify your thumbprint also. Like you have also faced this challenges sometime when you tries to log into the biometric machine and you tries to verify your thumbprint. Might be possible they are not able to verify it, because there is a defined system is already working. But when you add a AI, so AI will by using an AI advanced algorithm, the accuracy will be improved, as well as the reliability for the data will be improved. It enables AI system to learn and adapt to variation in a biometric data, because you can see like the person, as soon as he will grow, the biometrics also a little bit changes. So if you are using sometime due to some medical issues, sometime might be possible your hands do not contains a or sometimes contains a lot of sweat, as well as some patterns are keeps changing into the hands also. So there is a variation in your biometric data, so that will also can be identified by the AI when you add a AI, as well as some noises, some changes in the condition, and detect fraudulent activities. Somebody tries to use your you know fake thumbprints, then it will automatically identify. When you add a AI, it will be able to identify. If you are not using an AI, then it's really hard to identify that. Okay, so after adding a AI, you can enhance the biometric authentication, and it basically improves the security of it. Then benefits and challenges of a biometric authentication. So first of all, like overall benefits such as the increased security due to the unique physiological or behavioral characteristics convinced for user, as there is no password to remember. But challenges include potential privacy concern related to the storage and use of biometric data, and the possible of false acceptance or rejection during the authentication. So here you can see, when you use any advanced system, then might be possible that definitely the security is increased, and user will also, they do not have any intention to remember the password again and again. But sometime the false acceptance can be possible or rejection can be possible. If you are a genuine user, then also might be possible when you are using a thumbprint authentication, it will deny it. It happens like on a daily basis. You have also used it in your school, colleges, or maybe wherever you are working or you have worked for, or maybe in your buildings. So sometimes you are the genuine user, then also that thumbprint cannot match with your previous record. So when you are using a AI, then it become a challenge. Might see, there's an option. If your laptop can log in only by using a thumbprint, it cannot have it do not have a password. And might be possible if your device cannot detect your thumbprint, then it's not easy for you to unlock your devices. So there will be a flaws also when you are adding the technology into it. Then here you can see fake face mask are there, where you change the face, so automatically it will identify that. Then you can also, you know make a fake fingerprints. So here I've just added one link. So when you just go through on this link, it will, wait a second, it will tell you how to create a fake fingerprints. Here you can see fake fingerprints. So like, yeah, by using a putty or gelatin, you can, like, it's a complete process of using it. So it is possible somebody else can get your thumbprint, and after that he can reuse it, and he can log in into the devices also. I'm just sharing this link, the chat box, so that you guys can go through it. Then after that, behavioral analytics. Sometimes you have seen this error on your accounts also. When you're trying to enter any information, says that a captcha is there. I'm not a robot. So basically, how it identify, like authentication works on behavioral analytics also. So in that, what we tries to do, like keystrokes dynamic or mouse movement speed, to establish a baseline and identify anomalies. So you have seen this type of an activity sometime when you tries to make a multiple transaction within a shorter period of a time, automatically your application encounter a fake activity and it blocks your account. Sometime it happens. Okay, when you tries to search multiple times on a Google also, let me do it. Let's suppose when you use Google Doc, especially, you are when you make frequent changes. Not raise my speed. Okay, this one. Okay, now you got this. It shows that I'm not a robot. So it means it identifies the system is running behind the application. Getting a point. So that's what I wanted to tell you, that when I'm making frequently queries directly with the Google, so Google system identify that it's not a genuine user activity, because the person is typing so fast and trying to get us so much information, and we are using a Google Docs to get the information, that information that might be possible. Google do not want to reveal it. Okay, so when you're using these type of attacks, so automatically systems in the background identifies. So this comes under this behavioral analytic only. So identify that it kind of a fraudulent activity. Identify, click on I'm not a robot to identify that it's a, if it is a, if it is a bot, or it can be a script. So automatically it keeps running that, and it will not tick mark that option. So that's why with the help of this also we can use a, password as authentication. Types of a user behavioral analysis is like your mouse speed, how you touch the screen. Okay, is there any pattern into your touching the screen? Let's suppose the user is directly coming. Let's suppose it identifies my pattern. What I did, I click on a new tab, I type in URL or maybe any Google Doc, admin.php, press enter. Then after that, again identify that it's a fraudulent activity. Okay, so let me pass it. Traffic. Sometime it will also not get solved. Okay, it's solved. Okay, so what I'm doing right now here. So I click on new tab, enter a Google Doc, press enter, then new tab. I type Google Doc, press enter, new tab, Google Doc, enter, new tab, Google Doc, and enter. So this is a pattern that I'm following, and my mouse is constantly you know taking that much of time period in which I'm just dragging my mouse over there. Click, type, enter, click, type, enter, click, type, enter. It's not a user activity. It can be a bot activity which tries to get some information directly. It's a script activity. So automatically identify that it's a bot. So with this only behavioral analysis, it can identify it. Role of an AI in analyzing and validating behavioral pattern. So basically, when you are using these type of authentication, so if the data is already present at the background, so AI can improve its accuracy, because might be possible sometimes you have seen you are just normally searching and it shows that you are not a robot, just tick mark this, and might be possible sometimes it will not able to, like you are not able to solve that captchas also. You are taking you are entering the right value, then also it will not get solved. So these false alarms are coming just because some system is not there that improve itself by analyzing the feedback or data that is already present. So like when the AI is there, so it learns from the data and improve the effectiveness of a behavioral analysis over the time and enhance overall security and authentication. And continuous authentication and user profiling. So like continuous authentication involves ongoing monitoring of a user behavior. Sometime might be possible you have seen when you log in into the application. After logging the application, if you tries to do some fraudulent activity, might be possible. If you tries to make multiple transactions at the same time, the bank system identifies it's a fake activity. It log outs and block your account for some period of a time. Why it happens? Just because of this feature only. Okay, so now these days the applications are using this feature, but they are at the background, they are still identifying what's the right way of using. If we remove the password, then will it be able to provide the 100% accuracy? Because the customers they are having is in a huge amount. So might be possible if 1% customers are not able to log in. So you can see like the customer support that the bank needs is on a huge number, because for 1 lakh, if it will be a 1%, then it's a big number. Okay, and for handling a 1% of a 1 lakh, it's not an easy task for a bank, especially. An example of a live bank verification, you can see your Google search that I've just displayed in front of you. Now contextual authentication, you have seen this thing, and like I will just let you know how this actually works. It definition and importance of a contextual authentication. So here you can see contextual authentication refers to a process of considering various contextual factors such as the device information, geolocation, and user habit to determine the authenticity of the login attack. You have seen this thing when you try to log in into your Facebook and Instagram account by using unknown browser, then automatically you receive an email that this from this IP address somebody tries to access your account. You have entered a right username, right password, even the right OTP also. Then also they see that some from unknown location you have identified this we have identified this login attempt. Why it happens? Just because of this feature only. Okay, and might be possible. See, one more thing you have noticed, like let's suppose somebody hacked your account, and when you try to reset your account by your mobile phone only, then you get multiple options to reset your account. Might be possible a user verification, where you just turn your faces and you are able to reset your password. But when you give this information, your current username and a password to somebody else to reset your account, he is not able to get that recovery options, just because the browser is not familiar, device is not familiar, the location is not familiar. So that's why when anybody hacks your account, Facebook account, Instagram account, and any social media account, then always tries to reset by using your original device only. Even Facebook, Instagram also say, please log in by using your old device or trusted browser where you have already logged in into your social media account. So we will give you the option for reset your password. Otherwise, with the new browser, they won't be able to give you. This is because of this feature. Okay. Now here you can see like multiple factors actually responsible for this. Wi-Fi network is also important. Times of a login. See, it analyzes your regular login time. Might be possible in a late night around 10:30 you usually log in your Facebook account. Okay, and from your previous data from the last 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, it identifies that your data, the account in which you are logging, the pattern is around 10:30 p.m. You log in into your account. Getting a point? So this is the pattern that it identifies. Okay, based on that, when somebody tries to log in the morning, then it identifies it's a suspicious activity. So that particular behavior also it capture it, and on the basis of that, it learn it and it identify it. AI driven decision making in contextual authentication. Yes, it's really important. If AI is adding into this contextual authentication, so basically to analyze the previous data, and based on that, it will identify that it's a genuine user or not. Might be possible sometime you log in by using different location with your genuine mobile. Okay, let's suppose like if I'm on a tour and if I'm logging by using a Dubai network and I'm not sitting in India, but frequently I'm logging I visit on a Dubai. So based on my previous data, AI identify that this person logging from two different location, one is India, another one is Dubai. So next time when I'm going back to the Dubai and tries to log into my account, it will not identify as a fraud activity. So it will happen only with AI. If you are just storing the information and you are not analyzing it, not adding an AI, might be possible you will find challenges. And with unknown, you are like you will get a false positive when you are into Dubai. Then also it identify that it's a fraud activity. It will not give you an option. Then balancing security and user experience in contextual authentication. So like somehow you can also give a trusted devices. It doesn't matter what's your geolocation, it doesn't matter what your time is. When you trust your device, so with that device, it will not like it doesn't matter when you are logging into the afternoon or you are logging into the night or you are logging into the morning. It will accept that it will accept that request. But might be possible if you are not and added your device into a trusted devices, and then after you are trying to log in, it will block you and it will ask you for other authentication methods, OTP, or maybe other kind of some kind of password codes and anything else. So live example of Instagram and a Facebook, you have seen when somebody when you also try to log in by using an unknown browser, it gives you notification. So it's just because of that only. And multi-factor authentication. So you have seen about multi-factor authentication. You have to write down a 6 MFA code First of all, let's talk about overview of a MFA. So multi-factor authentication is a security mechanism that requires user to provide multiple form of a verification, such as a password, a fingerprint scan, or one-time password. Like it's a multi-factor authentication, like authentication already done by using a username and a password. But in multi-factor authentication, one authentication already done. Now you have to enter a second one. You cannot. The second one is a second authentication, that is a two-factor authentication that we are implementing. So that is your multi-factor authentication. And so that if somebody takes your username and password, or might be possible your password got breached on any other website, might be possible you are using the same password for different website, and one of the website data got breached. So in that condition also, attacker cannot have an access of your account because you have implemented a two-factor authentication. So it's really important to use it. Okay. Then traditional, what's a traditional says? You have to enter your password, and with that password, you have to enter your SMS also when you are trying to log in by using a new browser. Okay. Or either in place of a SMS, you can use a token. Okay. Or might be possible you have an application where you have some code that you need to add. So basically, it provides an additional layer of security. But when you use a AI based multi-factor authentication, it enhances the security. Okay, you can add in two-factor authentication right now we are using an SMS. You can use a thumbprint, you can use face recognition, then you can use voice recognition, and you can use many other type of authentication also as a multi-factor authentication. Then dynamic adaptation of authentication factor based on risk assessment. So it's a new one. Okay, based on the risk. Let's suppose a dynamic adaptation of a authentication factor based on risk assessment involves AI algorithm continuously analyzing the contextual factor, user behavior pattern, and threat intelligence to determine the appropriate level of authentication required. Sometime might be possible when you are entering username and a password, it allows you, but might be possible in some risk in the background itself it do the risk assessment. If you are coming from different location using the same device, so risk will be less. Okay, so based on the risk assessment, it gives you an option. Okay, multiple options are there, but based on the risk assessment that it does at the background, it gives you an option to reset your account. Let's suppose I will just give you an example. In the Instagram, when somebody hack your account, change your password or email ID and mobile number. Okay, at that time when you tries to log in to your account by using an old device, it's enable the option to to go with the facial recognition, and after verification of a facial, and if that face matches with the images that is already present on your Instagram account, it gives you a confirmation reset code on your email ID. Okay, and after that you can log in into your account. It will only give you the Instagram will only give you that facial recognition option when you are using an old device. If you are using a new device, then it identify the risk is higher, so it will not allow that. It will not give you that option. It's based on a risk assessment. Okay, then practical is like two-factor on social media account. You generally implement a two-factor authentication, or app authentication is also there, where you add a fingerprint when you tries to open any of the mobile application. So basically, it adds a fingerprint or facial recognition, or maybe a voice. Voice is not like right now we are not using a voice or retina, but yes, face and thumbprint is used. And consideration and challenges. So like consideration can be like AI enables password authentication, including addressing privacy concern associated with storing and processing biometric or behavioral data, ensuring algorithm fairness and mitigation, potential bias, complying with the regulatory requirement. See, now we have a lot of challenges when you're using an AI based password authentication. First of all, the compliances are really very, you have to follow the compliances when you are storing any user related information. Okay, after that, like some attacks are also possible when you are using these biometric locks. Okay, so biometric can be easily bypass, it's not a big issue. Okay, but other patterns are there, which is not uh, you know which is not might be possible, which is not compatible with different type of attack, which is not affected with different type of attack, but can like attacker can you know make some dose attack, or maybe some use buffer overflow attack to make the manipulation, hang the system, or do not allow the systems to authenticate any other users also. So like carefully design, transparency and ethical consideration are essential in addressing these challenges effectively. So when you are implementing these solution into your real time scenario, so it comes with a lot of challenges. So that's why right now the companies are not properly implementing a passwordless authentication. But yes, in the AI, with the AI, definitely in the future it can be done. Now case studies and a real world examples. So case studies and a real world example showcase successful implementation of a AI enable passwordless authentication, such as a organization adopting biometric authentication for secure access control. Now you have seen on a doors especially we have a biometric options. So you have to you have to like it can be a thumbprint, or it can be a facial recognition. After facial verification, it will allow you to open the doors. In the in the MNCs companies, it's compulsory now. They are using it. Okay. In the financial institution, also using a behavioral analytic to detect fraudulent activities. You have seen the banks basically using it. Big banks, which is having a good customer base, they are using this behavioral analytic when some from some account. If you tries to make multiple transactions, if by using a behavioral analytic, that identifies that somebody is trying to make multiple transactions, it blocks your account. So people are using it in now these days. Even these example highlights the benefit, outcome and a lesson learned from the implementing AI powered passwordless authentication system in various industry and setting. So you can see like on various areas, multiple industries are using this type of authentication, because in compliances it is mandatory to force the user to change the password in every 30 days. So definitely when the employee is in your company for 1 year, so 12 different password they have used. So might be possible the 12 different password will be of same pattern, because you cannot use a old password. Like for 1 month you have used a 123, another month you have used a 345, again you have used a 123. It's not possible. Okay. Because previous password you cannot use it. So every time unique password, it's not easy. So this the companies are adopting this AI based passwordless authentication. Even in the Microsoft also servers also we have this option to enable it. Then in future direction and conclusion, so in future definitely you will be seeing some more application which do not have any passwords. It directly allows you by using your pair of a key. Okay. By using some cryptography, it allows you to keep your private key and share the public key with the website, and after that they send you challenge. With your key you decode that challenge, and after that you are able to access that account. So these things are possible now these days. Okay. And in the future, definitely many companies are implementing. And the benefits of that this AI based model is it's keep updating itself. That's an important one. Learning from the data which is available, and continuously adding new things into the feature. That's an important part of a AI. So definitely in the upcoming years you will see some websites which using a AI. Now these days also people are using it, but a complete passwordless authentication is not available. Okay. Somewhere you need to have something which verify that you are a genuine user, contains a password in any form. But they have started implementing two-factor authentication, where in two-factor authentication they are using a OTP, or they are using a fingerprint, they are using facial recognition. Because on might be possible on laptop it's not possible, but on mobile phone it is possible clearly. So we are using it. So on a conclusion part of this seminar is like AI enables passwordless authentication holds a great potential to enhance security. So if you are implementing, if you are creating any website, if you are using coming up this feature, so it allows user to access your website very smoothly. Your platform will be a good one, and your platform contains the AI base passwordless authentication, then because they do not have to worry about creating a password, they have a public key. With the help of that, they're able to log in into the account with the thumbprint authentication. They can use it. Okay. Now I open house for the question. If you have any question, you can ask me. Any question, guys?
Guys, any questions?
So is it not possible to hack AI devices, AI communication?
So the voice is not audible to me.
Your voice is, yeah, now it is clear.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Like, is it not possible to hack or surpass the security of the AI authentication?
Yeah, it is possible. Like two-factor authentication can also be easily bypassed. In the Instagram also you can see when you have let's suppose if you have implemented two-factor authentication. So with the session token you can bypass the authentication and you can access the account. So yes, you will find challenges or attack will be there. Definitely attack will be there. If you're using technology, then attack will be there definitely.
And so, isn't the AI bot or service which is tracking the suspicious activity and the password thing is different? Like we can use the both things. Password is different. Password login is different, and the bot activity which is in background it's detecting the suspicious activity which is the user trying to do. So can't we use the both? Why to use
Yes.
AI?
Uh,
I do use
yeah,
AI only.
you are right. Banks are using the BOS system. Even your Instagram also using this BOS system. When you tries to log in from different account, so it automatically identifies that. So like companies are using a both account, but again the challenge is like then why we use this AI based authentication? The password is authentication. We are using a passwords at the background. Like it's not about to identify the fraudulent activity. It's all about the challenges that the user face to remember the password. That's why we are coming up with this new concept.
Otherwise, the benefit you are telling like we need not to remember a lot of passwords also. So because of same fingerprint, can't it is also a difficulty. Like same fingerprint is if someone get our fingerprint also, he can access
Yes.
all of the things, like Instagram also, Facebook also, anything
Yes,
which
yes,
is
yes.
system
You are
with
right.
AI.
You are right. You are right. Yes, the fingerprint also we have challenge. See, if you are using technology, hacking is always be a challenge for the everyone.
Mhm. So we can also fake the RFID or the code QR code key also, or maybe pick you say face recognition. We can make a fake bot or like a fake pick or using our own pick. Like someone can use our own pick or like manipulate the password and login. Maybe.
Yes, yes. It is possible. That's why, like right now, people are like companies are not implementing completely this because they understand right now the system is not that much mature to implement. So at the background they are using it, but completely they are not using it. That's why the password is already there.
Because basic information like our face is available at any social media account like Facebook
Yes,
or Instagram. So anyone can get a photo easily. So what's the
yes. You are right.
main benefit? So, I don't think a main benefit is making a distinguish of the AI and the current system. Only the password thing is valid. Like we need not to remember a lot of passwords. It's fine, but most of the challenges I don't think it's making a difference.
Yes. See, like when the people are looking at this particular point on different perspective, they are definitely finding some challenges. Even by using a key also, okay, digital signature, you can use it to log in into the account. Okay,